It's Jim here talking to you from the Moose Basin office again. I'm just making this lengthier video here to address some questions about what we do and where we're located and what there is to do in our area. So it's a combination of just teaching you where we are and what we have to offer. So for starters, the location we're at here, we're up in Kapuskasing, Ontario, which if you're looking at the map here, we're about a 10-hour drive from Ottawa and Toronto in Ontario. So roughly the same drive from northern Michigan, Wisconsin, maybe a bit farther, and about 11 and a half, 12 hours outside of Montreal. All up the Trans-Canada if you're coming from that way, up the 411 and up the 11 if you're coming from Toronto. We're up in northeastern Ontario, part of the Canadian Shield. We have lots of rivers in our area. As you can see here, it's not as many big lakes as people would expect, but within 100 kilometers, either left or right, about an hour-long drive, we have the Missinabie, Lost River, Opasadaca River, Kapuskasing River, Groundhog River, and Matagami River, all right by us, all very productive. And this is a look at our service area here from basically from Hearst to Cochrane, up as far north as Smoky Falls, and then down as far south as Kapuskasing Lake down there. Very productive hunting grounds to the north and south of us all over. I'll get into the WMUs in a minute because we are on a lot of boundary lines up here. So there are a lot of different hunting opportunities in a lot of different zones up here. And we also operate in a variety of different fishing zones that is good to be aware of because the regulations change in between zone to zone. You're all familiar with that, but just putting it out there that we do operate in different zones, which we will get to in the video. And zooming in a bit more, our actual location of our home base, our bed and breakfast, our tackle shop, and everything is right here on the corner of Kane and Riverside, right by the Riverside Park here in Kapuskasing. If you stay here, you're right downtown, close to the golf course, close to the cultural center, close to the museum, close to our nature trails. You're just close to everything, and since we're waterfront, you always have a view of Spruce Falls there. That's our B&B, and the first of our remote cabin locations is roughly an hour away to the northwest on Allen Lake. We're on this point here. And as you can see, you're surrounded by beaches there. Got some beautiful views up there, which our followers have seen, and you'll see a little bit of it in the rest of the video, but prime hunting and fishing grounds there. The Opasadaca River runs down. Great fishing, especially in the fall on the Opaz, almost unbeatable. And you're surrounded by crown land connected by old lumber roads and everything, just vast territories of beautiful crown land to explore, lots of hunting and fishing opportunities everywhere around there. And we're also located right close to Moonbeam, very touristy area. Remy Lake is very popular, especially for fishing and that. We don't typically go to Remy as much. We tend to run the back lakes and the rivers though. But Remy Lake is always an option to go to if you stay with us. So we're pretty much centrally located in northeastern Ontario, which makes us a great base to use whether you're exploring the area on the trails in the winter, ATVing, fishing, or just need a centralized place to explore the Northern Corridor area up here, we're perfect for that. We're centrally located in that respect. And Kapuskasing has everything you need in terms of grocery stores, museums. We have a pool and all that. So any inclement weather, if you don't want to travel, don't want to fish, the town of Kapuskasing has everything you need for the days when you're not going to be doing anything else, or whether you just want to have a relaxing day in town. And with that in mind, I'll get into the regulatory boundaries we have here. We are located, Kapuskasing is pretty much in the heart of Zone 8. Check your regulations before you go to make sure we have the species you're looking for and that up here and everything, and check the regulations. For example, one of the regulations you will undoubtedly find different about Zone 8 is up here. We get to fish for bass year-round. There is no season on it, and with the exception of areas like this, as you can see, you are allowed to fish for lake sturgeon up here. You just can't keep any of them, but you are allowed to target them. And we travel mostly for our fishing tours. We tend to stick within Zone 8, but our anglers, our guides, and myself included, are fairly well traveled, and there are lakes outside of Zone 8 and river systems outside of Zone 8 that we really enjoy going to. And one of the zones we'll venture into is Zone 3, right next to us. We enjoy fishing north of Hearst, there on the Tri-Lakes area, Pivabisca and Wolverine, in that area there where the Hearst tournament is held. It's great fishing there. It's not that far away. We love going there. And also we will periodically, for tours in that, venture into Zone 7, because we have a couple of guides that really like fishing the lakes around Geraldton and really enjoy fishing Long Lac. It's a ways out of our way. It's about a 3-hour drive, but we do enjoy going down there. And back to Zone 8, we also have a property down here near the line of Zone 7, but we tend to still stick in Zone 8 down here. And we'll go in Zone 8, we'll basically go down as far as Matagami. But again, as I said before, we tend to try and stick all our fishing in this area here around Highway 11, and we tend to stick to the Matagami, Groundhog, Kapuskasing, and Opaz rivers and the tributaries and lakes that surround them. That is essentially our major stomping ground. And if you're coming up here to hunt for whatever small game or anything, we have up here, we have a lot of moose in all areas, lots of bear, wolf, small game. We do tours for bear and grouse, and we'll help you get on the moose and that. But for the small game and anything else, just explore the trails. You're on your own. We do anytime we take you out, it's probably going to be in Zone 24 here. So when we talk about hunting, the regulations we're generally talking about and the time periods we're talking about for the hunt and that are generally all based on the regulations you're going to find in Zone 24. But as you can see, Kapuskasing here, the north is Zone 24, but to the south of us, the Kapuskasing River is the dividing line between Zone 23 and Zone 30. And they're even though they're just divided by a river and a highway, there are some discrepancies in what you can and cannot hunt, where and when you can hunt. I know there are discrepancies in the grouse hunting, especially between zone 24 and 23. You got to be careful, but that's why we're here. We can help you out, double check on things to make sure you're going to hunt the legal things legally. And the map is zone 23 here. And we got back in terms of the fishing. We mentioned we had a property to the far south that does cross over zone 32 and 31 down here, but honestly, we have never hunted down that far. We're more familiar with the river systems and the fishing there. We see a lot of game down there, but we haven't hunted 32 or 31 yet. And again, I'll show you a map of zone 30 here. And again, that is to the east of the Kapuskasing River, but we'll also give anyone paying attention here a heads up. There is a giant swath of land in this area here, 130,000 acres worth, where there is just no hunting. It's a private landowner. We have permission to pass through their land to get to places we like to go, but it's just a giant swath of land that you just cannot hunt there. They frown upon that, and they have cameras set up, and yeah, you basically don't want to hunt there. You're risking a fine if you do that. But again, we know where those areas are, and we can set you up in places that are productive and legal for you to be in. When it's productive and legal, that's when you tend to have the most fun, in my experience. And so that's basically our area, summed up in a nutshell there, both from Google Maps and from the regulatory perspective there. So we'll switch over and we'll talk about some of the things there are to do here. We'll use an Adobe slideshow for that. And not necessarily what to do, sorry, but we'll start with the lodgings that we have. We have, to help you enjoy the area, we have in-town housing at our bed and breakfast in Kapuskasing. As we mentioned, we're right across from Riverside Park. We got the view of Spruce Falls. And what we didn't mention is that Kapuskasing has a lot of local events, from Festiglas, Saint Jean Baptiste Day, the Heritage Days, Cap Craze. Our bed and breakfast on Riverside is close to all of that. It's close to the golf course. It's pretty much in walking distance to anything you're going to want to do in Kapuskasing at any point in time. So if you want to enjoy the outdoors, but also explore some of the culture and events that Kapuskasing has to offer, that's one of the best places you can stay. It's just in the heart of everything. But if you're looking for a more remote stay, as I mentioned, we have a few properties, but the one that is up and running now in the remote location is our cabin at Allen Lake. It's on a point. It's got double beachfront. It includes a boat to use in the winter. It includes ice fishing gear, pop-up ice fishing shelter, and auger and all that for you to use in the winter. I think I accidentally said the boat comes in the winter, but the boat is for the summer. It's very hard to use an outboard motor on top of 3 feet of ice, so I hope you caught that. But yeah, so there's something to do. We leave you with equipment to take advantage of the area at that spot, because if we just drop you off at the cabin without all that gear, it might get kind of boring. The beautiful views you have there, I don't want to say they get old, but if you're just sitting on the porch enjoying the view, that you want to get up here and do stuff and enjoy the outdoors. And there's trail systems all around it, miles and miles of old lumber roads. The amount of bear you see in that area is absolutely unreal. So keep in mind, when there's lots of bears and wildlife out, when you stay at this place, you got to be a little careful about what you litter and all that. You want to keep it clean so it can stay safe for everybody. But that is a great place to do some great fishing, see some wildlife, and just have a very relaxing time and some amazing scenery. And we also do equipment rental. We do boats. We got, on the left here's a photo of our Princecraft Sport Max that we rent out. It's got all the fish finders and everything on it. If you want to come up here exclusively for fishing, but you don't want to bring your boat, that boat has everything on it that can help get you a very productive day out on any of the rivers that we fish on up here. We also have smaller tin boats. We have 16 footers and 12 footers. The 12 foot is the one you will get with your stay at Allen Lake. We keep it up there, but we also rent them for people wanting to go on smaller bodies of water, or just if it's just two people, they just want a smaller boat to make it cheaper. But these smaller tin boats can take you to a few other places that the big boats can't get you, and give you a bit of a more remote experience for smaller groups, and it can be a little cheaper. And we also offer kayaks. These are some of our biggest renters. They're quickly becoming lots of people's favorite thing to fish out of. And especially up here, there are several lakes and stretches of water that you just can't get to any other way other than by using a kayak to get there. And they are some of the best spots to just enjoy a peaceful day of fishing. And we also rent ice shelter units, again, fully loaded. Like they come with the auger and everything you need to set up, like the chairs, benches, and everything. We make sure when we rent you an ice shelter that you're able to be comfortable in that ice shelter. And we also rent front-facing sonar units, extra outboard motors, trolling motors, and a bunch of different accessories in case you just need that little boost when you come up here. Or we have some clients that they'll bring their boat up here, but they don't want to bring their motor to risk it getting smashed up, so we'll just deliver them a motor to put on their boat and enjoy the rivers that way. And so if you come up here, we have just about everything you need on site to enjoy it. And if there is equipment that we don't have that you feel would be able to improve your stay here, we know other companies in the area that rent out other equipment, including jet skis, skidoos, and other power sports gear. We are very friendly like that. We will set you up with them, and we will make sure that between us and other businesses in Kapuskasing that you can get the equipment you want to be using to make the most of your stay here. And as mentioned, we also have an on-site tackle shop at the bed and breakfast in Kapuskasing. It's the hours are typically 8 to 4, but if we have tours, sometimes we close early. But if you stay with us, if you want to get out fishing at 5 in the morning, I will wake up at 4:30 in the morning to make sure that you can get the live bait and tackle you want before you go out. And this is also a lot of we have a lot of the gear in here that actually works on the waters we have up here. We've got the color patterns that works. We've got lures that allow you to fish the techniques you want to fish with. And we have basically everything maybe not everything you want. We are a small tackle shop, but we do have a good variety of everything you need to catch the species that are available in our area. We've certainly got enough of the lures and tackle to make sure that you can have a damn good day of fishing and get out there on the water before any of the other shops are open. So it's very convenient if you stay at our bed and breakfast and want to have some late night or early morning fishing. It's right there for you on site all the time, ready to go. And which brings us to fishing. We are very fishing based up here. Everyone that has anything to do with us loves fishing. It is pretty much the top passion of everyone that has anything to do with us. We started up a fishing tournament. It's a weekly thing that takes a brief break between fall and winter while the ice freezes over, and then another brief break between the winter and spring transition where there's just things are too sloppy in that, and we have to take a break sometime because it's just not conducive to getting everybody together for a few weeks of the year. But we do have weekly fishing tournaments up here, so if you stay with us for a week, we'll include admission to the fishing tournaments that we run into your stay. So if you're staying for a week, you know you're going to have an opportunity to meet local anglers who are pretty good. For example, for example, this guy here, Sebastian, he just won our last one. We were going for bass, and he caught the bass, and he won the money, and we ended up having some good fellowship, and we got to share laughs and tell fishing stories afterwards. And not only have we started hosting these tournaments predominantly for locals and any type of angler that wants to come out, we also take our guides from the tournament circuit. We try to recruit them from there, so we can say that right now, if you book a river fishing tour with us, you're getting a Cap River Walleye Tour winning guide, where you get to go out with people that really know the river, have a long time experience catching big fish in the fisheries that we're fishing in. And as you can see by another guest we had, there are trophy catches out there. Our service area is full of walleye, pike, and bass, and we also have splake, rainbow trout, and brook trout, predominantly in stocked back lakes, but we can pretty much get you onto any kind of fish you want. Like if you want to fish trout in the morning and walleye in the evening, or vice versa, we can set you up at the lakes at the times that are going to get you onto the fish that you want to be on and enjoy some beautiful scenery on the way. And it's open water or hard water. We are not one of those vacation providers that shuts down for the season. We just bring different equipment in, winterize the summer stuff, bring out the winter stuff, and keep on it. And we find that our ice fishing trips, we get to go to some lakes that we just can't get to because they're too swampy, and it's just, honestly, some places are just too hard to get to in the spring and summer. So we head out there in the winter to, not just that, but if you're with us in the summer and you return in the winter, we can get you out to productive fishing in an area that you weren't there before. So you get to see more of the natural beauty and experience more of what this area has to offer. And in terms of the hard water season, we do guided trips, but We don't rent the snowmobiles or anything like that, so you're gonna have to bring your own sled unless you want to rent from Matty Leonard at Moonlight. We can set that up for you, but if you bring your own sled, we can get you out on some amazing backcountry ice fishing adventures. And if you come up in the winter, I'm just going to go ahead and say that you probably want to bring your sled because we have some of the world's best snowmobile trails right in our backyard. So go ahead and take advantage of it. And in the winter time, we will also go for burbot and whitefish. We're pretty productive going for them on some of our bigger lakes in the winter, so we want to share that with you and offer more species for you to go for and have fun fishing. And in terms of hunting, we discussed the regulations and where we go to hunt, and anyone familiar with the area understands that all the areas we discussed are very productive for just about any game in the area. But we do guided tours. We don't do any baiting or anything like that. We feel that we are, well, so far, nobody has not had a successful hunt yet, whether it's for small game or whatever. We have some moose hunts coming up in October that we're looking forward to seeing the success there. But when it comes to bear, grouse, or any of the small game, to date, we have not had an unsuccessful hunt yet. And that's including bear, which we do not bait for. We just go to where the bears are and where we know you're going to be put in a position to have a clear sight at what you want to harvest and have plenty of time to get the shot off that you need to be able to harvest that bear. We do not need to bait when there are such a large accessible population here. And we also feel that gives our guests the ability to actually hunt. You're not just waiting in a tree for something to come. You're reading the nature. You're following where they go, following their patterns, and at the end of the week, you end up having a more enjoyable hunt, we believe, because you're not just sitting in a tree stand. You're getting out, experiencing the fresh air, searching around, and you're seeing a lot more of what the area has to offer. And as I said, to date, we have not had an unsuccessful hunt yet, and the feedback has been great. So that's what we do. We get you to the productive locations, show you the patterns, and get you on the game that you want. And I mentioned the scenery. If you're not into fishing, not into hunting, we realize that isn't for everybody. But what we do think is for everybody is the scenery we have up here. Like, we'll take you out by truck, in our side-by, in a boat, kayak, or just some of our hiking trails and skiing trails are absolutely beautiful. We can get you out into remote locations like the Opaz Canyon, or we can even just take you out to closer places and like Sturgeon Falls. It's one of the more beautiful places. We take you there on our waterfall tours, which will be one of the next slides I'll talk about. But you can always just get out, witness nature's beauty, and just shooting it with photographs, not with guns. And you feel really good going out doing that. It's just a relaxing way to spend the day in nature. Get to see the sights, hear the sounds, and just soak it all in. And at the end of one of these tours, you can't help but feel relaxed and really more connected to the world around you. And we try and bring that. That's the feeling we get living up here. We want to share that feeling with you when you come up here, because it is an amazing feeling to get out in some remote fresh air and just enjoy nature. And while you're enjoying nature, we're on the Canadian Shield. So we have a lot of rock and a lot of different elevations. So we have a lot of waterfalls in our area. I've traveled around Ontario a lot. I've seen a lot of the waterfalls and some of the bigger, beautiful ones like Kakabeka, Niagara, and Inglis, High Falls, all that. But the waterfalls we have in this area here, they're not as spectacular as some of the ones I mentioned, but we have a lot of them. Pretty much all our rivers have waterfalls at least within 50 kilometers. A lot of the times our stretches of rivers, whether it's Cap, Matog, the Groundhog, you've pretty much got waterfalls about every 20 kilometers. So we're very accessible to a lot of beautiful waterfalls, whether you're fishing under them or just taking an opportunity to enjoy the moving water and soak in the peace that it brings. We have a lot of them here. You can come up for a week and explore a different set or different grouping of falls every day that you're here. And they're different every season. As any waterfall lover knows, the falls you see in the spring are completely different than the falls you see in the fall because of the changing water level, and because we have a lot of, I'm going to call them skinny rivers that are very rocky. The flow changes quite dramatically at a lot of them from season to season up here, and they're spectacular to see no matter what time of year, and we can get you out to a lot of them, particularly the trickier ones to get to. And again, just absolutely beautiful trips to get out to all these waterfalls. We take you, some we go by boat, side by, some we can just hike to. But the point is, we have a lot of them, and they're there for you to enjoy, and we are here for you to get you out to them. And the last thing we'll touch on is the trails we have in the area. Like walk or ride, whatever you do, we have beautiful trails that you can ride. We have, as I mentioned before, our OFSCA trail system up here along the Northern Corridor is arguably the best set of snowmobile trails in the world. We have, not only are they well groomed, lots of snow, well maintained, and we have a long season because we're up here in northeastern Ontario, but we also have a lot of beautiful stops along the trails to see, and we also have a lot of, not just us, but we have a lot of local businesses along the Northern Corridor that go out of their way to cater to snowmobilers. We like to think we're one of them, but we have a lot of businesses that cater to you. So you can't go wrong with long season, beautiful trails, businesses that are catering to you. This is a spot you want to come to if you want to ride some beautiful trails in the winter. One of the best stops you can make in Ontario, period. And in the summer, we also have the Timmins ATV trails. They run basically from south of Cap all the way into Timmins, and they are absolutely beautiful, easy riding trails. A lot of them are old lumber roads that are still 2 lanes wide, like very safe, easy riding with lots of beautiful views and lots of beautiful little offshoots to see off them, especially if you get into the more of a backcountry aspect, getting off the trails. And we also have beautiful hiking and skiing trails in the area. The town of Moonbeam, right next to us, is surrounded by trails right from the town all the way up to Rene Brunel Provincial Park, which also has hiking trails in it. And right in Kapuskasing, we have what, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful in-town local hiking trails in Ontario. It leads from downtown Kapuskasing in Riverside Park, where you can sit beside Spruce Falls and enjoy the scenery there, watch the sun go down over the bay and just soak it all in. And these trails stretch past a couple of sets of rapids as they move their way north of town and take you all the way up to Sturgeon Falls, which is the biggest walkable, beautiful set of falls we have in Kapuskasing. If you like beautiful colors, seeing nature, and multiple waterfalls on one trip, then the local hiking trails in Kapuskasing are some of the best in-town short hikes you can make anywhere in Ontario, period. It's not that far of a trail, easy to do there and back in a day, including picnic time. Tremendous to see. Walking along the Kapuskasing River all the way from Spruce Falls to Sturgeon Falls. Amazing hiking trails, well maintained, easy to walk, perfect for beginners. It's just a beautiful way to enjoy getting out in an unorganized way and just enjoying all the natural beauty there is to see here. So I'm hoping that has given you all a good idea of where we are, what we do, what there is to do when you're up here, and hopefully gives you an idea of how beautiful it is up here. Please follow our Facebook page and to stay up to date, because we're always changing here. We're new, we're still adapting and figuring it out, and because of that, we are absolutely always getting better. So if you follow our Facebook page, that's the best way to stay up to date with the changes we're making and stay up to date with exactly how we're making things better. So you want to follow us for that. And because we post beautiful photos of everything we do, and we like to think that we are a good page to follow because we post some beautiful things, and we're always up to something, and what we're up to is always fun, and it's always taking place in beautiful locations. So we're a great page to follow. And if you want to look at pricing, packages, and all that, we have a website at www.moosebasinvacations.com. That can give you a refresher or reminder of what we have, our prices, our packages, and some of the items we have in store. You can book your stay on our website. It shows availability in that, and we encourage you to use it to book with us. And we also, if you're more comfortable talking about your stay before you book it, you can also give us a call here at 613-362-2943. I will be here eager to answer your phone calls and talk about how we can help you make your Northeastern Ontario vacation one to remember and one that you're going to want to repeat. Okay, thank you very much. Enjoy nature. Tight lines.